Well, welcome to the 700 Club. News out of Israel, 100 rockets in just a few hours. Hezbollah launched 4 waves of attacks on northern Israel last night and this morning. Thanks to the Iron Dome defense system, no injuries are reported so far.
This is the latest offensive in an almost daily barrage of Hezbollah rockets since October 7th. The attacks are taking a huge toll on the people, the environment, and the economy. Chris Mitchell reports from northern Israel.
Since the almost daily barrage began, life here is a dangerous and potentially deadly place. Noah and Ner Baranes died in a rocket attack July 9th, leaving behind 3 children. They're among dozens of civilians and soldiers killed by Hezbollah. Now, most communities along the Lebanese border stand nearly empty. Another casualty is the land itself, due to wildfires created by the combination of rocket fire and dry summer conditions throughout northern Israel, the Galilee, and the Golan Heights. The fires started by Hezbollah rockets have destroyed tens of thousands of acres and thousands of trees, some planted as far back as 60 years ago. These are the worst forest fires in the history of Israel. Itamar Katz leads forestry efforts on the Golan Heights.
I'm kind of young and I'm new in the system. I've only been in the Forest Service for 7 years. But all of the older generation, I see them, their whole life's work is going up in flames, and it's on purpose. Somebody's doing this on purpose to us. It's not just happening.
This intentional destruction, reaching nearly 40,000 acres thus far, is just another part of Hezbollah's goal to drain Israel's resources, wear down its people, and eventually eliminate the Jewish state.
For us, it's huge. These fires here are equivalent to the fires in Northern California for us. That's how we experience it. Although it might be like a 1,000 or 2,000 hectare fire, which, it's big in any scale, but in Israel, it's huge.
And it's also destroying regional wildlife.
When fires starts in the spring, in the late spring, in the midst of the nesting season, then there's a real damage to birds. We're talking about chicks and nests that cannot fly. The parents are leaving, but the chicks are burning to their death, and the birds are losing a whole generation.
I feel like a refugee in my own country, and it's not a good position to be at.
Miriam Armon is among the tens of thousands of Israelis now living away from home. Before October 7th, her family had lived in the border community of Metula for 5 generations.
The Hezbollah started the missiles, launching missiles toward Metula. Many houses got hit, mine included. But because of the Hezbollah, the terror organization, now attacking Israel, it's impossible to live up north. The thing that is important that not many people knows about it, not many people understand the situation, that we just want to live in peace.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Northern Israel.
And they should be able to live in peace. The UN has established a no-fire zone, a weapon-free zone, but they're not enforcing it. Hezbollah has full run over southern Lebanon, and it's just amazing to me that the world community is turning a blind eye to this. It's an obvious provocation. It's an obvious act of war. Just imagine in the United States if either Canada or Mexico said, well, we're going to fire 100 rockets a day across the border and hope they don't retaliate and don't invade us. Well, you and I as Americans would say in your dreams, we're absolutely going to stop that. It's intolerable. You can't have a free country unless you're protecting your own borders and your own citizens from attack. So when Israel does launch a counteroffensive, and as much as I hate to say it, I think they have to, when they do that, I hope the international community sides with them and says this has to stop. There is an ideology being promulgated from Iran, and whether that's in the form of Hezbollah or in the form of Hamas or in the form of the Houthis, of all of these different groups either trying to shut down international shipping or wipe Israel off the map, it's all based on an ideology that's coming out of Iran. Let's recognize that. Let's stand up to it and say, we want peace in the Middle East. We can't have it if you continue this kind of activity. If you do, expect retaliation and expect it in force.